Hello everyone, salmon is very healthy. They have a very high fat content, helping us provide adequate nutrients during a tiring working day. Therefore, the salmon trade is very popular. Today I will take you to fish for this species using the long line method on a large boat. Let's go. There's no doubt that long lines are becoming more and more popular, providing an effective way to ensure a feed while being able to spend quality time with friends and family at the beach. Working well on long lines is not rocket science. I believe the key to maximizing and diversifying a review product is often determined by simply providing a variety of fresh shoots. For example, when activating a new location for the first time, I alternate between the main target types to assess what's there, before narrowing down the target types that match whatever is currently available. These three types of targets are oily fish shooting, crustacean shooting and shellfish shooting. Each type will attract different types of fish, so rotating them often results in a diverse catch. Oily fish bait works well for snapper, kingfish, kahawai, school sharks and trevally, while crustacean shot attracts rigs, smelts, whales and snapper. As for shellfish, they are especially effective for trevally and green moki. Long lines are often very effective because they are attacked on the bottom where many fish feed. Additionally, having 25 shot clubs in the water means there is more smell, so they simultaneously act as a bait trail. Better yet, the movement of the anglerfish is likely to attract other fish closer and they may become hooked. While we tend to think of a simple 25 hook line placed outside beach, there are many other long-term options, some of which, although promising, are still in the exploratory phase in New Zealand. A basic 12 to 15 hook rope can be developed from a kayak. You can trace the contours of the coral moss and get closer to the fouling area with breakaway tracks if the device stops. Using a small cannon block can also assist in preventing attacks when letting loose the club around an area with coral moss. Long pelagic lines can also be used, in open water, with the line spread out to target species such as kahawai, kingfish, wereho and even salmon. The line can be equipped with buoys at each end and tracked as it drifts. Lighter long lines can also be cast in estuaries and embankments, using smaller styles with bottom guns to catch species such as crawfish and large yellow eyes. So far, experimentation with softer long lines for flounder has been very promising, and with seasonal net bans in place, long cast nets for flounder are becoming an increasingly popular option. Reel device. Another very important weighing consideration is the correctly determined number of lines. You want to trigger right on the bottom. Using it too far in the water column will often catch fish. Having said that, however, there are times when shooting through the water column works well, especially on foul ground. Simply use a float block and weight along the fishing line to help line the lines vertically and increase the diversity of the catch. Many types of fish congregate just outside the waveline bridge, so resist return guidance to the horizon for maximum fishing range. Therefore, if at first you are not successful, try different distances to see how your fish catching rate improves. Look for deep water areas in the surf to get an idea of where fish will congregate in the surf. They are often marked with barrels on the beach. Going offshore at low tide and fishing at high tide is most effective. Placing long ropes on large sandy beaches with only coral blooms can also be effective, as can placing them when the watercolor changes. Using a 12-hook rope, without at least 2 people in the boat, may be more effective than using a 25-hook rope, at least until you have identified an area with multiple obstructions such as how. You can also separate different areas to find where the fish are concentrated. A quick change clamp system is recommended, as well as fluoro tubes on the rails. In addition to attracting fish to the target, the tube also provides protection from toothy fish such as school sharks. Small Smaller circle or mutu style hooks are best as they often position themselves at the corners of the fish's mouth, allowing you to let loose any unwanted fish without stirring anything up. Catching more than the limit can sometimes happen. Might be an issue with long cords, as this might help. Long lines are often a cluster of activity. The more people who share wrestling rings with equipment and collect collection points, the easier it becomes. 3 is a good number. Going third in purchasing a beach torpedo system makes it a lot more affordable, but of course, the catch has to be divided accordingly. Additionally, passively fishing while line fishing can be a good insurance policy to ensure you have a few fish to take home. Short workouts of no more than 2 hours allow you to comfortably live any unwanted fish alive and reduce the risk of large fish equipment and many cornrows entering. Now, end the day with a barbecue on the beach and share delicious fresh seafood with friends and family. It is useful to use the stimulation purpose and try them in elastic bands. Baiting fish baths can increase their hardness and thus prolong the life on elastic bands. Usually you will paddle crabs are caught when using oily fish, which can be used for subsequent sets at night for fishing rigs and snapper. Many fish species are visual predators, so try using flashing line barcodes at intervals along the fishing line, in third every fifth line. Flasher will increase catch rates of trevally, gurnard, kahawai and, to the south, blue cod. Surf breaks are clues to where fish are concentrated in the surf zone. They are often marked by piles of shells on the beach. Going offshore at low tide and fishing at high tide is most effective. Placing long ropes on large reef-only sandbars can also be effective, as can placing it when the watercolor changes. Using two 12-gauge ropes, as long as there are at least 2 people in the boat, can be more effective than using one 25-gauge rope, at least until you determine that the area is heavily populated. What are the obstacles? You can also cover different areas to find where the fish are concentrated. There should be a quick change clamp system, as well as fluoro tubes on the rails. In addition to attracting fish to the bait, the tube also provides protection from toothy fish such as school sharks. Smaller circle hooks or mutu-style hooks are best as they often position themselves at the corners of the fish's mouth, allowing you to release any unwanted fish unharmed. Catching more than the limit sometimes can be a problem with long fishing lines, so this might come in handy. Standing in long lines is often a group activity. The more people who share rounds with the equipment and collect bait, the easier it becomes. 3 is a good number. Being third in purchasing a beach torpedo system makes it a lot more affordable, but of course the catch also has to be split 3 ways. Additionally, a long fishing line for passive fishing while you fish can be a good insurance policy to ensure you have a few fish to take home. Short training sessions of no more than 2 hours allow you to release any unwanted fish alive and reduce the risk of being grabbed by large, toothy fish. Now end the day with a barbecue on the beach and share delicious fresh seafood with friends and family. Additional bait advice: it is beneficial to use new baits and secure them to the hook with elastic bait. Salting fish baits can increase their hardness and thus prolong the life on the hook. You will often catch paddle crabs when using oily fish, which can be used for subsequent sets at night for rigging and snapper fishing. Many fish are visual feeders, so try using flashing hooks, bait, at intervals along the line, say every 5th hook. Flasher will increase catch rates of trevally, gurnard, kahawai and, to the south, blue cod. March 2015 New Zealand Fishing News Magazine by Peter Langlands. Copyright NZ Fishing Media Limited. Republishing elsewhere is strictly prohibited. Rate this comment. Post a comment. Name required. Email required. URL comment required. Remember me. Sign up required. Field submit fishing report. Access report. Bay of Islands fishing report. The 7th of November 24. Lots of fat snapper in the shallows. Reports show lots of fat, panny-sized snapper. Read more, Canterbury Fishing Report. The The 11th of July 24 Great winter lake fishing. So far winter has truly begun and we read more, Top Southern Fishing Report. The 11th of July 24 one bag good mixed fish are still here as we move into July. Read more, Inner Hauraki Gulf Fishing Report. November 24th 07 the best winter fishing ever. Nay, as I have said many times, there is no read more, Sunday July 14th big bites 1724 to 1924 5. .503 to 703 small bites 8:43 to 11:43 21:15 to 0:15 Monday July 15th big bites 18:06 to 20:06 5:44 to 7:44 small bites 9:08 to 12:08 22:14 to 1:14 Fishing Report News and Special Articles. Soft lure fishing Part 1 Gear selection. John Eichlesheim writes an article about choosing the right gear for soft bait fishing. Read more, Lure fishing soft PT2 tips and
race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media.
Tricks. Soft bait fishing techniques, tips and tricks. Get the most from your soft bait. Read more, surf, prepare yourself. Gary Kemsley helps sort out the essential equipment for surf anglers. Read more, squids, how to catch them. Squid fishing is a rapidly growing aspect of fishing. Paul Sr. shares some hints and tips to get started. Read more, Fishing Tips How to Fish Report Forum Fishing News.